In today's take, I want to talk about Marcus Morris of the Los Angeles Clippers. And does he have a point about being disrespected by ESPN by not being ranked as a top 100 player? Before we get into that, though, please like, subscribe, also hit the notification bell, just so you get the newest and the bonus content first. Let's go ahead and jump right into this. Now, personally, I like Marcus Morris. I've always liked him. I always thought he was a really good player. I always thought he was one of them players that you need to win a championship. But when I think about some of the years, last couple of years, especially with the Clippers, I saw a lot of inconsistency in his game. You know, I see games where he dropped 20. I see some games where he dropped 7. I see some games where he's not even a factor. And it was like that some in the playoffs, not a lot, but it was enough to where it made a lot of people weary of, you know, taking a chance on him in regards to saying like, hey, he's going to be a consistent third player. Now, the number 3 player on the Clippers to me is Reggie Jackson rather than Marcus Morris, who we thought it would be. And this is my thing. I understand where Marcus Morris is coming from because in the top 100 players, ESPN did rank Cade Cunningham, I think, in the top 100. And Cade Cunningham is a rookie. He's on the Detroit Pistons. He just got in the NBA. So it's like, you know, it's almost like their top 100 is trajectory more so than it rather is of what the player has accomplished. And I understand where, you know, Marcus Morris is coming from. He definitely should have cracked the top 100. But at the same time, it's like, you know, when they look at you and see your inconsistency rather of the player that you should be rather than the player that you are, it kind of probably made them a little bit wary about, you know, putting you in the top 100 because they don't know what they're getting out of you. And I understand, you know, if Marcus Morris thinks he should be in the top 100, I still think he should be in the top 100 over players like Cade Cunningham, who clearly hasn't been in the league long enough to even generate a top 100 on anybody's list. So I definitely understand where Marcus Morris is coming from in that aspect, and I agree with him. But when you look at his inconsistency and the way he plays at times, it's almost as if like, wow, why is he going to be ranked a top 100 player or ranked as a top or, you know, a player up there when there's no consistency? Because I've always said consistency is everything. And it doesn't matter what you do in life. Consistency is everything. So like I said, me personally, I would put him in the top 1. I'll put him at probably number 80 or 90 myself, you know, just because I like Marcus Morris. I've always liked his game. I always thought he had like a lot of talent, but I always thought his attitude kind of messed him up in a lot of situations. But I mean, really, to be honest, like I said, if I were him, I really wouldn't be mad they didn't put you in the top 100. If it was a situation where Cade Cunningham and a couple rookies didn't get put in there. Now, like I said, in regards to his situation, the fact that a couple rookies got put in there over him, that's wrong. That's 100% wrong. But Marcus Morris has himself to blame because, like I said, the inconsistency and the fact that you were looked at as being the third best player on the Clippers and you never really lived up to it. I mean, honestly, nobody thought Reggie Jackson would be as good as he was or played the way he did in the playoffs over you. Everybody thought you would be the third best player on the team behind Kawhi and PG, not Reggie Jackson, a player who came out of nowhere, who wasn't even signed on a team, you know, prior to being on the Clippers. And a lot of people thought he'd be out the league forever. And, you know, it's like now you're the 4th best player on your team when you got paid $64 million. And there's a lot of people who think you haven't really lived up to the $64 million. So I feel like ESPN is only ranking you based off of your gameplay. If your gameplay is inconsistent, they're not going to put you in a top category or top 100 as you feel like you should be. And that's just the way it goes. You know what I'm saying? Your gameplay has to do the talking. And that's just the way it is in any sport. It doesn't matter what sport it is. We can talk baseball, basketball, football, rugby. It doesn't matter what sport. Your game has to do the talking. And I do believe Marcus Morris can be way more consistent, way better of a player than what he has been. And even though in moments he's shown us that he could be really good, and there's times where I look at the Clippers and I say, man, the Clippers kind of go as Marcus Morris goes. If Marcus Morris plays good, the Clippers play good. The Clippers win when Marcus Morris plays good. But at the same time, that's not a good notion to have because you should only be saying, you should never have to say that about a player who you feel like has talent enough to be a consistent third player and he's showing inconsistency. That's never a good thing. So it's like, I guess in ESPN's eyes, they feel like you as Marcus Morris would be overranked if you're getting paid a good amount and you're not living up to what the contract is. Because it's like $64 million, that's a lot of money to me. I don't know about you as fans, but it's a lot of money to me. So my thing is, if you're getting paid that type of money, being a third best player on the team, making $60+ million a year, that's damn good money. That's damn good money. And you have to live up to it. Because like I said, there's a lot of games where I seen Marcus Morris didn't play up to his potential. And that's just facts. You literally let Reggie Jackson come out of nowhere and take that third spot. And now you're the fourth guy, hoping that you could be the fourth guy. You're battling that position between you and Nicholas Batum. So it's like, I get where Marcus Morris is coming from. And I understand he's disrespected by not being in the top 100. But I mean, hey, this year, work on your game more, be more consistent, and you'll be in the top 100, no doubt. But hey, that's my take on the situation. Leave any comments in the comment section as always, and Khaliis out.